Hey guys, I was talking to Nick this morning and he wanted to know a little bit more about disc golf and kind of how it works and the different discs you can use and kind of a little bit more about it just would help him, and thought I would do a little thing that is kind of popular on YouTube, I guess, if disc golf was popular, to do an in my bag video to kind of share what I have in my bag, what I've learned kind of in the last year of playing disc golf. So here we go. I have a pretty just small little basic bag, but it's getting a little bit more full as I buy discs to understand as I understand the plastics more, how discs kind of break in over time, or more realistically, as I lose discs. So here we go. I'll start with putters and we'll go up from there. So I'm currently carrying 3 putters in my bag. First of which, and probably my go-to putter for almost everything, is a Voodoo Super Stupid Soft from Gateway Discs. It's 175 grams, which is kind of the max and normal weight of a lot of the discs out there. Very, very grippy, and it's definitely starting to get broken in, and I love this disc. Throw it all the time. I also carry this Rhino by Nova. It's DX plastic, so it's kind of more slippery out of the hands, breaks in pretty easily. I use this more for approach shots, especially if it's windy out there. This disc is great. And then yesterday, actually, when I was playing, Dynamic Disc was there, so I did pick up this putter. It's a Judge from Dynamic Discs. Kind of splits the difference between these two. More for approach, but especially if it's wet or rainy out, this is going to be great. I have 4 mid-range discs that I play with currently. So we've starting with the Star Crow, and this is with Star Plastic. So Star Plastic, a little bit more flexible, especially when it's hot out, than DX Plastic, and is really nice and smooth out of the hands. So you really nice little bead on the bottom here of the disc. It's kind of just a regular stability disc for mid-range. You can really put it on different lines, get a very traditional S-curve out of it, so that's nice. Next I have my Rock, probably the mid-range I go to the most, along with the next one, which is the Cobra. The Rock in DX plastic, this is just a great disc. I can kind of throw it out there, usually these days getting it between 225 to 250 feet, and then get the traditional kind of left curve at the end. I've got my Nova Cobra, also in DX plastic. This is a great understable disc, meaning that it won't hyzer out or go to the left as a right-hander too early. It'll just kind of stay straight. So it's great if I'm trying to do anhyzer, big sweeping shots, or just something straight for 200 to 300 feet. Last but not least, I have a Discraft Buzz. The plastic's definitely a little bit more like the Star Plastic that you might see in some of these other discs. So more flexible. Don't use this as much. Use it more as a utility disc, or if I want to flick or forehand a mid-range, my Buzz is the go-to. Next, I have 2 Fairway Drivers. So a Fairway Driver versus sort of a distance driver, at least for me, I use my Fairway Drivers a little bit more often when I want to get distance and glide, but I want the control. So if I'm going really up a hill or down a hill, and I want the disc to glide, but also to be able to control the speed a bit and not just go full bore, I'll use a Fairway Driver. My first is a T-Bird, with Champion plastic. Just really nice. I can throw it out there and get that traditional right to left finish. And then I also have a Star Leopard, which is an understable Fairway Driver. So this will just kind of keep going straight forever, or I can even get it to go right. So that's Fairway. And last but not least, we have our distance drivers. I will tell you, if you're getting just started in a disc golf, to not get anything too fast. I don't even throw the fast ones as much. I'll kind of get into each disc, but definitely start with just mid-range and putter. And if you already get a distance driver, probably my favorite so far has been the Valkyrie to at least learn on. It's nice and understable. For instance, if you're throwing a driver right now as a right-hander and you're throwing it and it's just curving off to the left really fast, it's a few different things that are happening. It's just you're not used to throwing the disc yet, you're not used to throwing an overstable disc, so you get something nice and understable like a Valkyrie or something significant with a negative turn rating, and you'll be able to throw your distance drivers a lot further. But before we get there, to back up, so of the distance drivers I carry a Dragon, which is understable but also floats in water. So I really only throw this for water shots, so I don't have to lose a disc. Next is that Valkyrie, was the first distance driver I got. It's getting really beat in. It's DX plastic. Really love it. Getting pretty close to hitting 300 almost every time with this sucker now. Then I have a Discraft Crank. Did not like it at first. Again, as a beginning thrower because it would just hyzer out too fast. But as I've gotten better at throwing overstable discs, this one has really come into play well. This one's also nice because I can consistently get it on a good forehand throw as well. Then I have a Champion Destroyer. Really just learning how to throw this guy. It's definitely super overstable, still hyzers out, but I use this and some of the other distance drivers a lot in my backfield when I practice. Then I have a Champion Blizzard Boss, and the difference between Champion and Champion Blizzard is Blizzard actually has air bubbles in the edge, so it makes it significantly more lightweight. For instance, this is 160 grams versus the 175 of my Destroyer. Nice and light, and I use this quite a bit on longer fairway shots as a forehand. I can get this over 300 to 325 almost every time right now. And then last but not least, I have my Vulcan, which is the fastest, most understable disc in my bag. Really great utility disc. It's G-Star plastic, so it's super flexible. I use it all the time for my longest shots. Really great for both forehand and backhand. Really, really fantastic disc. So that's my in the bag video. Enjoy.